Yes, apparently it seems Chelsea has been linked to Victor Osimhen yet again. First, in the past couple of days, Fabrice Hawkins had said Chelsea had made an offer for Victor Osimhen to Napoli, and then later on, I think yesterday, Fabrizio Romano said Chelsea would be unwilling to make any deal for Victor Osimhen on the current buyout clause, which is 130 million euros, about 100 million pounds. But he did go on to say that if things change, then um, Chelsea wouldn't mind going in for Victor Osimhen. Now, all this positive news for me, and I hope that's for you as well. So, I wonder what you think about these latest links uh, between between Chelsea and Napoli for the services of Victor Osimhen. What are your thoughts on that? So, see, for me, it's a bit like the most on the nose thing that you can ever think about. Because one, Chelsea needs a striker, whether you like Nicholas Jackson or not. Chelsea needs a striker, and Conte wants Romelu Lukaku, worked with him at Inter Milan, and has not made any sort of bones about wanted to work with him again. He has made it clear, made it overt that he wants Romelu Lukaku. And we know Victor Osimhen has been sort of a fan of Chelsea. I don't know how massive of a fan he is, but somewhat fan of Chelsea. Didier Drogba is his idol, has been his idol for years, as is with many strikers and players from the African continent. So what's not to like about the deal? And it's not, and outside all of this, he's actually a very, very good striker. Now, I can ask you, call five strikers that are better than Victor Osimhen. Okay, let's go. If we say Haaland, we say Harry Kane, who else? Who are the other strikers that you can call legitimately, whether you're a rival fan or you're an actual a fan of Chelsea and you've never liked Victor Osimhen to sign for the club? So apart from Haaland and Harry Kane, who are the other strikers? Now, some people may say Ivan Toney. I don't think he's better than Victor Osimhen because he has not proved at the top level. Victor Osimhen, Ivan Toney doesn't have Champions League experience for one. Champions League experience for one. He hasn't led his team, carried his team, any team on his back to win sort of titles, which Victor Osimhen has done, just 2 seasons ago. So all those count in the plus column for Victor Osimhen. Now, back to the deal. Like I said, for me, this deal in basketball terms is an absolute layup. Napoli wants Romelu Lukaku, and for crying out loud, Victor Osimhen is not the only player that ever had a buyout clause. Never. You know. So each time we talk about buyout clauses, people want to go crazy and say, "Oh, the buyout clause is so mad. The buyout clause is this. It's too expensive." No, he's not the only player that's ever had a buyout clause. Like for instance, in Spain, once an 18-year-old, 19-year-old signs a professional contract, signs a contract extension for clubs like Barcelona, Atletico Madrid. I think most clubs in Spain, you get to see 300 million euros buyout clause, 700 million euros buyout clause, a billion euros buyout clause. That doesn't mean clubs must pay that amount. And it's a requirement in Spain, I know, but it doesn't mean you must pay that amount. You have points where you negotiate. You negotiate around the amount. You make an enticing enough bid to get a player, and the same thing applies here. You make a bid. You say, okay, you want Romelu Lukaku, you can offer Romelu Lukaku plus 60 million, 70 million to get the service of Victor Osimhen, who is 25 as well, so he's pretty young. So, like I said, mention five strikers better than Victor Osimhen. I think you struggle at three. Once you get to Haaland, you get to Harry Kane. Who else? Lewandowski isn't the striker he used to be. Okay, let's just say for legacy purposes, Lewandowski. So who else? Who else do you add? Do you mention before Victor Osimhen? Who else? Who else? None. So If you can get the fourth best striker in the world to play for your team, what do? You should get the striker. And like I said, this is a layup. This is as straight on the nose as it is. This is as easy. I wouldn't say easy, but it's one of those deals that you can get done. If Roman was still here, this is a deal that would have been done because you can have all the fine play. I would admit I'm a bit sort of impressed with the way Enzo Maresca has carried himself in training, with the type of football he wants to play. But you can have all those beautiful football possession, 95% possession. You create like 10 big chances. But if you don't score those chances, if you don't take score those goals, then what's the point? And people have this thing where they're trying to box Victor Osimhen into like one corner. He's just a good header of the ball. When I ask myself, do you even forget about someone like me who was what Victor Osimhen, since he was a kid, 16, 17-year-old, playing for the Nigerian 17 side, seeing the type of goals he scored, for on the 17 side. I even knew when he went to Wolfsburg and had struggled, you know. Then went to Chalua, played very well, scored lots of goals for them. Went to Leo, scored lots of goals for them, led them in the Champions League, even scored against Chelsea. When Lampard was the coach of Chelsea. Gone to Napoli, improved season on season. Led them, literally carried Napoli on his back to win their first Scudetto in like 3 decades. And even the season where people are trying to heap on him, saying, "Oh, he didn't perform that well," he played only 25 Serie A games and scored 15 goals in those games with 2 assists. 25 games. So that means if he had played even 30 games, he would have scored 20 goals at least. So what are we talking about? Just for me, I'm happy with these links, but the only thing I have, at the back of my mind is like, this is a deal that can be easily done. It can be easily done by the board. I don't know what they're waiting for, what they're, wanting to do. For me, Chelsea, we need a striker more than another left winger. I know there are links that emanated in the past days about Nico Williams. He's a phenomenal player. He's fantastic. He's been good at the Euros. So I'm not going to say he's a bad player. No, he's a very, very good player. But in terms of need, Chelsea needs a striker to put the ball in the back of the net. So back to the point I was talking about Victor Osimhen. People want to sort of box him into this. Oh, he is a good header of the ball, and that's it. No, educate yourself. Watch some of his games. Like I said, for me, I've watched him since he was a kid, up to the point he played for Napoli. Up to the point, up to the games he played for Napoli, been in Napoli how many years now? I've seen him hold up play, pace to run in behind either channel, drop into midfield, help with the build up play. He instigates the press. But like I said, there are some world class players you sign, and you have to beg, you have to cajole them. Sometimes you see the managers fall out with these players, to get them to press. But Victor Osimhen, as of course, just naturally, as Mourinho once would say, pressing is his natural habitat. He does it naturally. He doesn't need to be forced into it. So he presses, he links up, he holds up play, he runs into either channels. And one thing I've always said, this will be the last point I'll make before I end the video today, is when it's what the primary function of a striker is to score goals, 100%. Not take that away from. There's no if, ands, buts, or maybes. Score goals, scoring goals. That's your primary function as a striker. Yeah, but even as a striker, even as that's the primary function of a striker, where maybe you're in a game where it's difficult for you to score goals, or you just scored one goal and your team is trying to battle, it's a tough game. The next question that comes in, what else do you do? What else do you bring to the table? And this is where you have the elite strikers, add something else to the table. Like you have your Hurricanes who drop into the midfield and make those beautiful diagonal passes and things like that. So Victor Osimhen, he can drop into midfield, he can link up play as well, and he can press. He can press, make life difficult for the opposition defense. And ever since Didier Drogba, we've never had a striker that can solely, on his own, occupy the entire defense. And Victor Osimhen is that kind of striker. So for me, I think here's the complete package, and I'm happy with these links. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed that this deal is pulled off, that it actually comes to reality. So I wonder what your thoughts are. Let me know in the comment section below, and let's know. Let me know in the comment section, and don't forget to like this channel, subscribe to the channel as well, click on the notification bell, so we continue to grow, and I continue to sort of produce and drop videos on the channel. So for your own enjoyment, and like I said, your comments are really, really important. Now have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye bye.